up, one and all, for another episode of We Talk Combats, where we talk all things combat sports and sports entertainment. We are the best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube or anywhere else, and we appreciate you stopping by. Do us a huge favor if you're new around here. Hit that subscribe button somewhere near BA's left shoulder. Also hit the like button if you could for us. It does a lot. And also hit the notification bell so you're always notified when we do drop a new around here. That guy down bottom, I'm sorry. But we normally do review shows around Sunday afternoons around 3 p.m. Eastern. But today we thought we'd drop something a little late for you guys on Saturday after the actual PLE. And actually, myself and Queen have a little something we got to do tomorrow. So, yeah, we thought we'd drop this for you guys tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. If you don't know already, I'll run down the way we do this show. We have highs and lows. Basically a simple recap of the week of WWE product, including TNA, and we give our highs and lows, and then also a lot of great for you guys. We'll talk about any wrestling tea that may have happened, any upcoming rumors and news, and then we get to your questions and comments at the end. So if you're interested in interacting with the show and talking to us directly, hit us up with the @ WTC in the comments, and if it's respectful and all, we definitely will get back to you. If you're watching this on replay as well, you can hit us up in the comments, and we'll definitely get back to you as well whenever we respond to any of your comments, which we respond to every comment. So please do that. Lastly, if you could for us, follow us as well when we talk combat clips. We see the subs over there as well. We appreciate you guys, but we drop condensed versions of the shows over there. So if you want to watch the little, too long didn't read versions of the show, definitely follow over there. It's a breath of fresh air over there. I definitely make sure to drop shorts. I edit and do them myself, so I drop them on there damn near daily, a few of them. So check it out over there. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. But I have my other co-hosts with me as well. I'll go around the room and introduce them one by one. I'll start with you, babe Queen. How are you today? Hold up.
Stood out, so I was sorry about that. I forgot to unmute myself, but hey, I'm good. The Royal Rumble, actually, I don't feel like it was a huge disappointment, and I feel like the women really showed out this year. But how are you doing, babe?
I'm good, babe. Thank you for asking. I'm just waking up from a nap, as you know, dealing with a headache. But yes, Travis, I'll go to you as well, bro. How are you today, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good. How's everybody? Glow, y'all. What's going on?
Not much, OTC. Put the finger in.
I done. My tribal chief did it.
Oh man. All right, BA, bro. How are you today, man?
I am good to go. Ready to talk about this weekend review.
All right, bro. Let's get straight to it. Get to our highs and lows. All right, yeah, another interesting week of WWE product. Start with Raw. I have, picks of major points in the night. But we had AJ Styles going against CM Punk, foreshadowing for the PLE. We'll talk about that as well. But they had a match on Monday Night Raw. NXT, Jada Parker returned to action. She had a match against Nikita Lyons. Who knows why she's still there, but we'll talk about that as well. On Evolve, we had Cam Hendricks taking over the show, and he made his 3-on-1 match against Jackson Drake into a 4-on-1 match at the end, but we'll talk about that as well. On TNA, Lana Black showed up, had her first match on Impact. We'll talk about that if anybody watched. SmackDown, we had The Vision and other folks from Raw taking over the SmackDown show, so we'll talk about that one. And we just had the Royal Rumble earlier today, guys. If you didn't know, shout out to the folks that were in Discord and in the YouTube watch along. We had a bunch of folks. Appreciate you guys. But Oba Femi was the number one entrant in the Royal Rumble. In the men's Royal Rumble. So we'll talk about that one as well. And last but not least, just on AAA, shout out to Wrestling News for this one. But Parker moved forward in his quest to become, the champion. I don't know.
Rey de la Reyes.
Okay, well, Queen, thank you very much for that one. We'll talk about that one as well. But since you did that one, babe, I'll start with you. What were your highs and lows of this week's WWE product, and what was your overall letter grade?
Well, I always really enjoy the weeks when we are leading up to a PLE because they're always generally like they kind of usually can go one of two ways. Usually it's like kind of we're wrapping up everything to the point right before the PLE. So if we have any storylines, we're pushing them together so that everything is a lot more cohesive during the PLEs, or it kind of becomes, a bunch of kind of lame matches. But this week was it wasn't bad. So Raw is never like my high point. So I really don't have too much to really to say about Raw, to be honest. AJ and CM Punk had their moment and they had a match and everything. Like it was kind of just like I want my last match with you before you out. Like that's basically how it felt to me. It was like, hey, you about to go? I got the belt. Let's put the belt on the line. He put the belt on the line. It didn't really matter. They put the belt on the line because he retained. Um, but yeah, Raw was really just kind of everybody getting everything together before we went and did this PLE because not everybody made it. So I had a lot of thoughts about people in the different shows that didn't make it over to the Royal Rumble. Like Finn Balor was one of the people, I kind of expected to be in the Royal Rumble, but wasn't this year. But he had a match, with CM Punk like last week, I think. Was that last week or this week? I think it was last week. Um, but SmackDown was kind of so I feel like SmackDown this week was kind of weak, not to make a pun there. I do feel like it was kind of weak because as I just said, we didn't have the full roster of people that would have been on SmackDown because not everybody again made it over to Royal Rumble. And if you didn't know and you don't know about where it was at, it was over in Saudi Arabia. So not everybody made the trip. There's a few people, like I just said, Finn Balor didn't make it over there. I expect him to be over there. Um, Dominic Mysterio, but I believe he was injured, so that's why he wasn't over there. But overall, like that was their precursor to the Royal Rumble. So we got to see Randy, and Randy was Randy's being Randy, but I feel like Randy looked really good, and I feel like the SmackDown didn't feature as many people. Like I said, I wanted to see like Trick. I don't believe had much of a segment on SmackDown. A few other people really didn't have segments on SmackDown. So regardless, we're gonna move it to the part that I really want to talk about, which is the Royal Rumble. So am I back? Am I back
Yeah,
for
go ahead.
real?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, whoa, I got suspended in the air for a second. Um, like I was saying, the Royal Rumble. So a lot of people already know this. There was a little bit of botch on the on SmackDown where we saw that Braun Breaker was originally going to be the first entrant to Royal Rumble, but they actually did a really good job of putting that together and making it part of like a storyline. So they had Paul Heyman come out in the pre-show, and make a comment about like, well, y'all kind of like screwed everything up, and that we got to make this right. But the problem is that two isn't as great as one. Everybody wants to be number one, but we saw our man Oba Femi come out, so that was exciting. I'm glad he got to be number one. Glad he got to get a good showcase, and that like his reception was actually pretty good over there. But you could see he was like nervous and stuff, but he really came and was being Brock Lesnar type during the match. So he eliminated quite a few people. Braun Breaker came out second, and they did the mask man thing again. And I kind of think it might be Seth Rollins, but at the end of the day, it could be anybody. Like like really, that person in that outfit is basically a stand-in. So we don't even know who that is. So that wasn't the most exciting part about all that. And I went to the men's Royal Rumble because I don't feel like it was the best. It was not like the best part of the Royal Rumble. So that's
I think we might have lost it. Okay.
weird.
Did you?
On my screen. Regardless, don't matter. Moving on. We got to see some awesome stuff from Trick. Like I said, we got to see some stuff from Oba. We got to at least see some stuff from LA Knight. LA Knight got to eliminate quite a few people. Brock got eliminated during Jey Uso's song, which I thought was crazy when Roman came out. When Roman and Jay met up in the middle of the ring, and Jay was like, Roman did the run it back, and then Jay did the run it back, and then right when they ran it back, he like popped Jay in the face. I thought that was pretty good. But there was a lot of upsets. I feel like a lot of people possibly like got eliminated before their time was supposed to being eliminated. So I don't know. It didn't seem as it seems way botchy. It didn't seem as good as the women's Royal Rumble. Like the women's Royal Rumble, I really feel like really truly took the cake. And unfortunately, too, we were having like our host was having issues, so we didn't get to see a lot of the stuff like in real time. So some of them I had to go back and go watch the rest of the match because it might have cut out. But I was just trying to think for a second if there was any other thing. Oh, Javon Evans. We got to see Javon Evans in there, and he looked good. And he got to be in there in a long time. But at a point, I felt like there was too many people in the ring, and they need to hurry up and eliminate people. But I will say, just to kind of hurry up on time because it's kind of late. I know, basically over here. I don't feel like I feel like they Roman Reigns is possibly a last minute decision for him to be the winner. Um, but I'm not necessarily mad at it. I do feel like that was an opportunity to make somebody else, a Royal Rumble winner, a first time Royal Rumble winner, as opposed to, have him basically run it back. But just the stuff that's happened on the sidelines that's like happening outside of wrestling kind of I kind of understand it, but I really would have liked to see Oba or Trick win it, or even possibly LA Knight win it. Because LA Knight is super over there. Like they were loving him. Like that. Like out of all the people that weren't really getting pops, he definitely got a pop. We also got to see Royce Keys, which is Counter Carver, formerly known as Counter Carver, and he had a pretty good entrance. I thought the song was kind of generic,
Powerhouse
but his
Hobbs.
pyro and Powerhouse Hobbs, sorry, I said Keanu Carver. But yeah, but we saw Powerhouse Hobbs, and I felt like he got like a really good reception over there. Quite a few people didn't get pops, which I was surprised about when I was rewatching the stuff. But regardless, moving on, OTC won, right man won on that one. I'm gonna talk about the AJ match now. If I were to give it like between a 1 and a 10, I would probably give it like a 5. So I don't feel like it was a terrible match, and I know that's part of it comes from Gunther fatigue, that I'm kinda tired of seeing him, but I didn't really feel like it was a worthy of a send-off match, and maybe it's because it feels premature, or maybe it's just because we've seen Gunther basically just eliminate everybody, and I'm kinda getting tired of that, so maybe I kinda expect a little bit more, but, he retired, and at the end of the day, it's like I may not be like the hugest AJ fan, and I make jokes and stuff like that, especially about his theme. But he had a nice run, and I do give my hat off to him. But I just feel like it just needed a little more. I don't know. I felt disappointed. But regardless, moving on to the real highlight, I feel like of the Royal Rumble, and I feel like especially as a woman, I really appreciate the Women's Royal Rumble. Like they put them on first at the beginning of the show, and I feel like they actually made it so it was hard for the men to follow it up. I actually feel like they set the bar very high. I appreciate that they had Charlotte and Alexa come out like as the first two people, so that they kind of continued their storyline, so it made sense. Um, I didn't really care much for most of the Day being in there, but I don't hate on them. Roxanne Perez looked really strong, really formidable. Sol Ruka had like a clean soul snatcher, like she did a clean one, and I was like, I had to run it back like 2 or 3 times when I was watching the highlights because I'm not her biggest fan, but she might have me as a fan, like she might have had me as a fan tonight. Um, Bailey and Lyra, I feel like they look really weak. Becky, she looked okay. There were some spots where like they were giving people a little bit of moments of like just to kind of show off their moves. Like so Maxine Dupree had, some moments in there. Um Lola Vice had some moments in there. Trying to think of everybody that really had like little moments before I get to this. I feel like the star of the Women's Royal Rumble. Like, even, like, Rhea didn't even look too bad. Nia Jax actually was pretty good. She came in really early, so we kinda did expect that she would get eliminated, but she got eliminated before Lash Legend, so I kinda thought that maybe Lash wouldn't be in there long, especially being that she already has had a Royal Rumble under her belt already. But nah, Lash was definitely the standout star, and if you go watch other shows, they're saying the same thing. She was the standout star. Like, she had lots of eliminations, and she was also, like, making wonderful, like, just TV spots, but in general, just she was doing a lot of good moves, and she was kicking ass. And I feel like after the last Royal Rumble, which I really enjoyed, because all of our girls were still there. They weren't all out injured and stuff. Um, I feel like at first it might be a hard women's Royal Rumble to follow up, but nah, she looked fantastic. They were chant whoop that trick when they saw Lash, like they were getting excited for her. Like even though she was a heel, she was still getting a lot of cheers. But obviously, there were some other people in there that had their moments, but I guess the unexpected or the red herring, I felt like she was a red herring, was Liv Morgan, 'cause she's the one that ended up winning. Um, Charlotte got eliminated by Lash Legend. We saw the Bella Twins, which meh, I feel like we didn't have a lot of surprises. Now we had surprises, but not surprises anyone gave a shit about. Sorry, excuse my French. It was kind of like, okay, it's the Bella Twins. Okay. Even Natty, I was still excited for her, but I was like, oh, it's Natty. You know what I mean? Like, I was expecting, like, because last year we had a lot of surprises. I believe that was one where Charlotte came back. We had Trish Stratus there. We did have Tiffany Stratus. She did come back, so she was unexpected. But I also wasn't thinking about her either. But I said though, ultimately, I would rewatch this Women's Royal Rumble. Like, I would rewatch it because I feel like there was a lot of spots I maybe missed because I was focusing on other people that probably were really great spots too. But I do feel like they did an excellent job of showcasing almost. Actually, I would say they generally tried to give everybody a moment, even like Chelsea Greens and like Lyra Valkyria and some other people that maybe we would consider a little bit more like jobbers, but they still had moments to shine. And then they gave a lot of the younger crew moments to shine, like Roxanne Perez, and like I said, Sol Ruka, a few of the younger crowd. But I do feel like the Women's Royal Rumble was the strongest, but I wouldn't say it was the worst Royal Rumble. Now, when I was watching, I kind of got pissy when I was watching the Men's Royal Rumble part. Like, I had moments where I was kind of like, you know what I mean? But now that I kind of think more about it storyline wise and thinking about like kind of how everyone kind of individually performed, I would rank a little higher than I would have earlier. But I'll move on real quick just to limit it, to wrap it up because I've ate up quite a bit of time right now, so I apologize. But AAA, I've always at this point enjoyed the AAAs. Now that I'm beginning to know people a little bit better, I'm enjoying them more. But AAA obviously was recorded before Royal Rumble because Mr. Iguana was there and he was also at the Royal Rumble. So it could have been two places at one time. And Lola Vice as well was at AAA and was at the Royal Rumble as well. But it was actually, as I said, they're always pretty good. They always have some good spots. And I'm kind of now starting to follow the little storylines a little bit now. But the real main focus of the evening was for them was the Rey de Reyes champion or tournament that's coming up. So a bunch of people have been doing fatal four ways, but I think the past two times that they've done AAA to kind of figure out who is going to be in it. Because it's kind of the focus right now is on Penta over there. So it's kind of good that Penta has his own crowd over in the AAA that he can get his moments to shine over there, as opposed to him having to like fight for camera time over on the other brands because we got a lot of people. You know what I mean? But it was cool. It was cool. Like he was the referee during the Lola Vice and La Hydra match, which Lola won that. And then there was two fatal four ways of the night. The night began with a fatal four way, where TPK won. And Vikingo, he was kind of, I guess, more of the highlight, more of the focus during that match. And he did a whole bunch of spots too as well. And then the last match of the night was like Apollo Crews, Jack Cartwheel, La Parca, and somebody else that I just can't think of at the moment, but he was there. But La Parca, he stole the show over there. And I also too learned more about the La Parca lore. So I didn't really know much about the backstory there, or the name, or the costume, or the individual. So I got to learn a little bit more about that. And then they had some callbacks to the last AAA where Santos was wearing the mask and did his little his betrayal and backstabbing to the other fellow. But yeah, it was all right though. Like, I don't have no complaints about AAA either. So overall, I will give the week a fairly high grade. I was going to bring it down because I didn't I I don't think Raw was the best, but I don't think it was terrible either. Like I don't think it was terrible. I think at the end of the day, I'm starting to get more used to knowing that the ones that are coming up to the PLE might lack a little bit more substance because they're more about pushing the storyline for the PLE. So I'll be a little bit more generous in that respect. But we'll say with the PLEs included and the week of wrestling, even though I feel like I didn't get to see enough Trick and Royal Rumble, I will give this week a straight B.
All right, so we start the gate with a B. Travis, what were your highs and lows this week, wrestling product, and what's your overall letter grade?
First of all, for Raw, I feel like we've been saying the same thing for almost about a month now. How terrible Raw has been lately. I feel like that SmackDown is officially the show. As usual, Raquel's been killing it. Gunther did a decent promo. This is confusing to me that and I'm gonna touch on it too a little bit later on when I talk about the Rumble, but y'all didn't have room for Finn in the Rumble. Now I get it, you had Laparka and Misty Warner in Rumble, but you tell me that you couldn't have room for at least an ex-champion? I mean, and this is surprising to me because y'all know how much I don't like Finn Balor, but I didn't have room for Finn. He did interfere the last match a little bit, but I might say TNA for NXT, man. I don't know what's that group name, the Vanity Boys. You ruined my Booker T moment for the week because he was supposed to
Vanity
come up
Project.
with Vanity Project. My bad. You ruined my Joe Hendry and Booker T moment. Okay, I was seeing this Joe Hendry like ready to come out. I'm like, all right, book at the table. I was at home. There it is, I was ready for it to come out and start singing along with Book. But Book, there he ruined it. Jada Parker. Now, I don't know if that's her new move with that little pump handle, slam, drop, or whatever. I think that'll do for just now. That's better than that whole hypnotic chop silencer thing, whatever the exact name for it is, but it's a stepping stone for me, really. Keanu Carver killing it as usual. Now I'm probably going to say that he's probably my favorite so far to win the ladder match this coming week for Tuesday. Now for Evolved, it was basically it reminded me of back in the days when you was a general manager on Raw and you was the GM for the night and you just basically just had control over the show and you doing everything in your power for you, yourself, the superstar, to obviously get a championship shot. It was and manipulate any stipulations for you to win the championship, really. That's about it. I did see TNA. Now, the only interesting thing I had for TNA this week was basically the main event, because we basically had the battle of the state, really. Rich Swann, AJ Francis, two Maryland guys. Rich did win. He's actually from the crib. Shout outs to Baltimore in the building. He got the dub. Now SmackDown was cool. SmackDown was my favorite show for the week. Now I didn't understand why Raw and Superstars needed to be on SmackDown, really. Now, I get it that everybody's there for the whole Royal Rumble and everything. Everybody's in Saudi. But you could at least got, I don't know if they still hurt the Profits. I mean, we got Rusev to come back during the Rumble. But he's still missing the Profits. AJ and Gunther said, that ain't pretty decent. Even though that 8-man tag match was cool, that was cool. Now, the Royal Rumble, now the highlight was really the Women's Royal Rumble. That was my favorite match throughout the whole card. Now, the Men's Royal Rumble, it was kind of, mid. I thought that we was going to get somebody new. I'm not mad that Roman won. just because of what he said on ESPN during the week, about talking about the whole creative and making superstars and getting somebody new. Now, I do agree to some point about what Roman said, because I thought it would have been a good opportunity to get somebody new, like a LA Knight or at least somebody, But AJ, congratulations, hell of a career. Now, Drew, Sami, it was okay. That was, to me, at least a bathroom break, even though after seeing the entire card, I would agree that now it would have been the men's Royal Rumble match that would have been the absolute bathroom break. But another thing too, and for WrestleMania that's coming up for next year, I just hope that some of this stuff don't get reused. I hope it's in a bigger place, because I don't know, it just seemed like it wasn't a whole lot of people there, from the shots I've seen on TikTok and around on social media. I've seen a whole bunch of empty chairs. Now, hopefully this WrestleMania that's in Saudi next year is in some type of stadium, at least something with a dome on it, at least. In AAA, I love AAA this week. Shout out to Parker. Parker got the dub, even though he did beat Apollo. I don't know why they let Omos do that to Manny Vikingo. He straight powerbombed him straight through the mat for real, to me. But I appreciate Ray too for trying to translate some of the stuff that Homeboy was saying in the ring. The manager, I can't remember his name, but the guy was the guy that was with Omos. So I appreciate Ray trying to translate. Now this Jack Cartwell dude, he look like, to be for real. He looked like Jack. I was about to say Jack Ellsworth. James Ellsworth with a chin. Pause. Just an athletic James Ellsworth, because I could have sworn it was him in the ring flipping for a second, for a good little second. Like, if you look away from your screen, or either you cover your eyes, or look like, yo, you could have sworn that was James Ellsworth in the ring doing flips and all that stuff, and twists and all that, everything in the ring. But I love AAA. But for this week itself, I'm gonna give it a B minus.
All right, so is that 2 B minuses?
No, I think she gave a flat out B.
I think she gave a flat out B.
All right, so a B, yeah. B minus, BA. Let's get to you, bro. What's your overall? What's your highs and lows and overall luxury?
All right, starting with Raw. Raw was, it was okay at best. You had Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Stephanie Valkyrie versus the Judgment Day. That was supposed to be like highly entertaining. I guess for a triple, for a 6-man tag like that, 6-woman tag, 3v3, it didn't have no botches like that. That's the level that we just like judging stuff now. Like, how many botches we got in this match, right? So, they actually kind of worked well together, which is what I was like looking for. So, shout out to that. Austin Theory straight destroyed Rey Mysterio. I didn't care for that. Alpha Academy, I didn't even watch that match, to be honest with you. They actually won the Fatal 4 thing that they had or whatever, so they'd be fighting against the Usos, in which I probably won't watch that either, to be honest with you. And then CM Punk had the DQ right against AJ Styles because of Finn Balor. Look, what are you expecting out of a 48 and like a 47-year-old fighting each other? Shout out to the older one being in better shape, but like what are we expecting? I'm expecting an okay match at best, and that's exactly what this was. It was an okay match at best. And I hate the bromance afterwards. I guess that's starting to be a regular thing now. Shout out to Finn, man. Just creating heat at this point. Like, just do something. Somebody just be a villain. Somebody just be the bad guy and embrace it some kind of way. And that's what Finn did. I'm okay with that. I have no quarrels, no issues with that whatsoever. Moving on to NXT. NXT was cool. Shout out to Jada Parker. She showed her one-on-one skills yet again. And like I said, I am literally waiting for her to go against Blake Monroe. I think that'll be a great little rivalry that they're going to have. And like I said, both ladies should be promoted right after that. I actually was expecting to see one, if not both of them, in the Rumble. So that was a little bit disappointing. Dion Lennox beat Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne is over now. His career is over. He had a spark when he started, but he's just garbage. His highlight will be hitting Trick on Trick's way out. That's his highlight of his career. Yes, there we go. Tee it up. Miles Bourne is headed right there. Black screen. Lexus K beat Tavion Heights. I want Tavion to be better than what he is, but that's the dude with the curly fro that had the American slingshot on that one day. You gotta do better, my guy. We want you to do better. We want you to do better, my guy. Zarya, destroyed Thea, and Keanu did his thing. So we starting to see the 6-man. Joe Hendry's going to be in this match as well. What Travis was basically saying earlier, he got beat up, so he didn't necessarily participate. Gave it to the young guy. So as a result, he'll be in it. So it'll be a 7-man ladder match to see who's the champion. That should be entertaining. Actually, I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm not going to lie. Keanu Carver, Ricky.
Was Joe Hendry in Royal Rumble last year?
Yes, he was in the Royal Rumble last year. He did not be. He was not in. This. He's probably on.
Yeah, he wasn't this year. Okay.
Evolve was cool. PJ Vasa dominated. That's the Samoan lady that you see out there. She's a beast. Harlan Lewis is now entering himself into the title match. And Team PC dominated as you would expect. It's nothing too much here. You kind of seen how the night was going to go. You know what? I'll say this. Like I said, you see the future, what's going on, and Cam Hendricks might not be it. It seems like he's forcing a lot to be that guy, but they don't have anybody else. This is not yet. No, not yet. Come on, yo, stall him out a little bit, yo. I'm about to say this is the low level. We are talking about Evolve. He got time. He got time to evolve. Let's give a little bit of grace. But I think for the night, the standout was Capitino Jones. He's part of WWE ID. He was the guy that was had his one on top behind his back. He performed very well. He lost, but we're not talking about that. He performed very well with one goddamn on top behind his back and performed effortlessly throughout this whole entire match. So that's a special shout out to the young brother right there. TNA was cool. Nick Namath versus BDE. That was a great match, by the way. So I enjoyed that. Shout out to the hometown man losing. That's just a hell of a name. But you should lose every match with the name of the hometown man versus Stacks. I didn't see the Elijah match. I can care less about Elijah, to be honest with you. Elena Black, she straight dominated Shorty. Okay. Welcome back, I guess. I don't care. And like Trav said, Rich Swann and AJ Friends, that was a great match. That was a really, really good match. High flying, tables being broke. They did what they could. And bye to Steve Macklin. He got the briefcase that had the fired joint inside of it. That's messed up to be in a match to grab a briefcase and then you find out a week later that you're fired, right? So we're gonna go to SmackDown right after that. And I'm running through this thing, but for SmackDown, it was okay. Y'all, I know y'all talking about mixed people and stuff like that. This is just the regular fans besides the PLE crew, they don't see the mixed people like that. You don't see the Raw people at all if you go to a SmackDown show. Raw would never have this unless they kind of stay after the night after. If it's on a Sunday or something, they might stay after and then do something like that. So it is a way for you to not see a PLE and still see some of the people that you want to see on SmackDown that comes from Raw. So it gives different insight. And that was like the old school wrestling right there, what you just saw when you had the Vision versus you had four heels versus four face. That's just what you got. And it was basically like 8 hitters out there almost, just about. And that was entertaining. That was fun. It was a fun match. And you knew what everybody was doing. Just a preload to the Royal Rumble that was coming right after. And it was like I said, it was just a fun match. Nothing to be serious about or anything. Carmelo Hayes was MIA in the Rumble. I did not like that whatsoever. But he beat Ray Phoenix. Okay, cool. Another good match. Another banger, I guess. Miz gave a great performance against Ilya. I'm not gonna knock Miz on that performance. Pretty good. But he caught the L. And I hope, like I said, I hope there's more to that than just them two going off into a rivalry and Carmelo just doing this challenge. Because eventually he's gonna do a challenge against somebody that's gonna beat him. And I don't like that. Then what does Carmelo do after that? Does he get in a rivalry with somebody else? Like it's shaky, and I don't like it. But can you reward my man for putting him in the Rumble? I didn't have to see La Parker. I didn't have to see him. I didn't have to see Iguana Dude. I didn't have to see him either. That was Carmelo Hayes' spot. He the U.S. champion. Let's show some respect to the U.S. champion. Moving forward. That was pretty much it. Yeah, I don't care about Axiom and Johnny G. All right, the Rumble. Okay, so yes, the first things first with the Rumble. We're gonna show love to Lash Legend. She straight dominated. She was a shining star amongst everybody else. She firmly put her foot down, no pun intended, with the big dogs. With the big dogs, she did that. Like I said, it was one sequence where it was Raquel, Rhea, and all them together, and she was eliminating one and the other. It was just like, she belongs. And that's what I wanted to see. She did a great job last year as well. So it's not like it's foreign or whatever. It's just she extended that performance from last year and did even better this year. Another thing, all the ladies, last time when y'all was in Saudi, y'all looked the same. I don't know who was y'all stylist. Who did y'all talk? Y'all looked the same. Y'all had similar outfits. This was very different. Y'all was like different colors and matching colors. Some of y'all and stuff, like some of y'all was trying to do the EO was doing the Yellow Ranger thing. I saw that. Y'all was doing different stuff. And I appreciated that. That's what I want to see. Keep that flow going. Keep that creativity going when you in Saudi and when you gotta dress from head to toe basically. But yeah, Liv won. I did I called it she was going to win. It was just her time. She's been in it like 9 times. She was going to win one of them. It's just time. But who she threw out was most important. She threw out Raquel, and now I kind of think like they kind of fast forwarded to it when they talked about Judgment Day every single week. But you didn't. You could have laid some more breadcrumbs along the way. But hopefully Raquel beat Stephanie and for the title. So now you have Liv going after Raquel, and I think that's the way it should be. And just let the storylines play out. Let's just have fun with this. So we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, Lash had the most eliminations with 5. Charlotte was definitely the Iron Woman, I guess you can call it that. She stayed in the longest, but got eliminated by Lash with a boot to the face. Shout out to Charlotte for taking that one. Appreciate you, girl. Appreciate you. Shout out to Kalani coming through. I saw you out there. Jordan Grace got a lot of eliminations too. I'm not even gonna lie. She got about 3-4 of them things. So she put on 2 for herself. So at least she seems somewhat formidable when she loses to Jade eventually when that comes. Yeah, and that was it. I'm not necessarily worried too much. The Bellas came out. Both of them got eliminated once again by Lash Legend. Thank you, Lash. I appreciate you there. Double suplexing them out the ring. It was cool though. How hot pause is Daniel Bryan, because Brie came out and the yes chance came back. I was like, why the hell they said, oh damn, that's his wife. Yeah, okay, cool. I was like, cool. Daniel Bryan is that dude, man. It was just like, yeah. And then she did the kicks in the ring and stuff like that. I said, oh yeah, just like a husband. Okay, cool. You can get eliminated now, but it was nice to see you. Okay, because I was like, why does Nikki have 2 on? Like, because she the second one or whatever. Oh, because the other one came out. Okay, now we got 1 and 2. Cool, nice. After that, you had the retirement match. He put his AJ put his gloves back on, man. He's not done. TNA or AEW, that's where he's going. That's where he's going. But like people were saying, it was an okay match at best. It wasn't like I don't know. It's just we kind of saw it happening. He was getting dominated for us. Like AJ got his ass whooped tonight. Let's just call it what it is. He had a little spark at the end, but it was over. It was no like, oh my God, AJ could really win this one. I didn't get none of those false feelings like before. Like let's say CM Punk versus Finn. I kind of felt like maybe Finn might win, like for a little bit, like Finn might win. I never felt that with AJ at all. So they probably should do a little bit better, but it's over. It's over for now for AJ. See you in your next endeavors. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, man. When I say that I call this one, guys, I'm not even bragging. It worked out better than I thought. He got his ass kicked the whole match. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I didn't know they was going to go that far. I've been saying, like, yo, Drew needs to have some type of dominance in his reign. Just one type of dominance. Just something to go back to. Like, yo, remember that match that Drew had? At least I can say he had that. This was that match. Sami didn't stand a chance. He got Claymore about 4-5 times. I mean, it was hilarious, dog. I enjoyed every second of it. I wish that I was on a mic pause with you, what you are, because you would have heard me laughing throughout the majority of this match. It was hilarious to see, dog. I don't know what this does with Sami. Like I said, Sami will probably start something with Trick or continue that thing with Trick that he got, which is cool. Like I said, that's a nice little mini rivalry for Trick to get off his belt. But yes, that was hilarious. Even the last Claymore, when he measured the hell out of him and then Sami turned around. Wow! I was like, God damn it, hit him again. God damn it. Yes, sir. That's what I wanted to see. So now we had the Men's Rumble. And Oba came out first. And shout out to King, man. King said, yo, he was gonna get five or more, but he had 5. He definitely said 5, and he threw out the first 5. He got that out the way. I was like, that's it. Like, come on, we got more, right? That was the first 5. That's all they gave him. But I guess so. So him and Lash had the most out of both, and they both had 5. That was funny. The Iron Man from this joint was Javon. He stayed in there for about 48 minutes. That was the highest. I guess it was different spots throughout this whole thing. It was, like I said, it was entertaining. It was entertaining. My man Royce Keys came out. For those that don't know, Powerhouse Hobbs is his son is called Royce. That's why he named him that. And his mother's maiden name is Keys. His mother that passed away, her name was Keys. So Royce Keys, that's what that is. So you won't see me make fun of his name or anything like that. That's pretty dope to change the names or something like that. So he got eliminated by that Judgment Day, but it took Bronson Reed to do it. They look pretty comparable to each other. That's all you trying to size people up, pause this whole at the Rumble. That's all I was trying to do, just see where people were in this situation. Brock and Oba had a couple standoffs. And yes, Brock kind of, I ain't gonna say he looked kind of small enough to Oba, but it was a difference. It was a difference. So I'm gonna give Oba that. I wish they would have had a little bit more. That tells me that hopefully they have a fight, maybe towards WrestleMania or something like that. Because we need to see more. We definitely need to see more. I guess the disappointment of the night, and I hate to say that, I wanted more out of Trick, man. And it's not like he didn't necessarily want to do more. Is what they had in store for him. He got 2 eliminations on his belt, so I give him that. I just wanted him to be up in the mix just a little bit more. At least a couple trick shots. I don't think I even seen one. So I wanted a little bit more from Trick. Javon did what Javon was going to do, just kind of bounce around in this whole thing. He ain't got that one damn elimination, but he was just around a lot of the time. So shout out for Javon for being. Javon is going to do exactly what he did tonight for the next 15 years. I don't know if he's going to get one elimination for the next 15 years, but he's going to be just bouncing around doing his thing. But besides that, I'm trying to think who else was in. Braun Breaker getting knocked out early, that was hilarious because a lot of people put money on. A lot of people lost money tonight. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people put some hard-earned cash on Braun Breaker, at least making it halfway there, and he did not. He did not make it past the first. He was the first elimination. Logan Paul was the last judgment vision there. I don't think people probably called that. I'd say he was gonna be one of the first ones gone. So shout out to him. He was a part of the Final Four. Final Four, him, Gunther, Roman, and Randy. Randy had a spot with Javon. That was a good spot. And it was just it was cool to see them all four of them go at it for a quick second, but it was literally a quick second. Logan got out of there, then Randy got out of there, and then eventually Roman threw out like 4 people tonight. So he had, he threw out a lot of people too. And then he threw out Gunther to win the whole thing. Roman's cool. Roman's gonna go right on with CM Punk. I think he's going to have a unification type of a reign. He's going to try to unify everything. I think that's his end goal. Knowing Roman, why wouldn't he? He did it before, right? So I think that's why he's probably choosing this path. I know a lot of people, because he said himself, like, the other belt is the lower belt, so I'm going after the main belt. That's what he said, it pretty much himself. I'm paraphrasing. But he's choosing the lower belt right now, and I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, I think it's his quest to get both of them. So you got to start sometime, right? You got to get one of them at least. So him and CM Punk should be at least entertaining when it comes to mic skills. I'm not really looking forward to that match, to be honest with you. I think that's about it for me. I didn't see the AAA joint. But yeah, that Rumble, man, it's just it's just it left a lot out there. I just, no big surprises. Like I said, my man Carmelo Hayes could have showed out. They didn't let him in there. They had freaking Ray Phoenix and people in that joint. They couldn't have him in it. Dragon Lee in there. Like, you haven't had all these people. LA Knight came out, did absolutely nothing. He eliminated 2/4 of the division. He eliminated half of them. I'll give him that. But then he got his ass up out of there. Shout out to Drew, man. Before I go, shout out to Drew with the Claymore click on Cody. Get Cody ass up out of there, too. That was a hell of a shot, too. Cody, get up out of there. Didn't need to see you at all. And then, Fatu got eliminated by Roman and Jay Uso with the yeet thing, and then, caught Roman, and Roman said, fuck out of here, man. So shout out to Roman throwing him over the top as well. Roman actually showed out a little bit when it came to that. But that's it. Overall for a week. That damn Raw, boy, that thing will drag you down, and you hope that TNA can, NXT and others can build it back up again. I'm gonna go with a C+. It was everything was entertaining, but still okay at best. So C+ for me. It's all yours, King.
All right,
pause.
I'm gonna stay pretty short and sweet with this pause. So we got a B minus, C. You said C minus, bro?
Plus.
C plus. I'm gonna give this week a D minus. Yes, y'all enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it. I thought Raw was trash, like always. There was nothing about Raw I needed to watch again. AJ Styles and CM Punk. I was waiting for them to say that's the greatest match ever and all, like they always say with certain wrestlers. Trash. Didn't need to see that. Missed Oba Femi, but he wasn't there, so we kept it moving. Even the whole Vision thing coming out at the beginning, talking to Adam Pearce and all. What the hell was that for? Like, it didn't do anything. It was trash. You start there. So, shout out to Finn and all. AJ Styles and I guess CM Punk, a fighting champion. That's cool. I'm fine with that, but it still was trash. NXT. Shout out to Jada Parker coming back. I don't know why Nikita Lyons hasn't been wished the best of luck in their future endeavors yet. I think the black screen is okay for Nikita Lyons. They can get up out of there. They've been trying for forever because she's a white girl with a big butt. But I don't think that's going to work. I think he can get up out of there and use better talent. That's just my opinion, but who knows? Other than that, it was cool setting up. I think the like you said, the match next week going to be cool. The actual ladder match when they actually get it done. It's going to start establishing people and all that, and there's some established guys already. I think that's going to be pretty cool. My highlight for the week was actually Evolve. Short and sweet, pause. Quick show, but entertaining. Couple matches. They did what they had to do. Fun. It's cool. Got up out of there. nothing extremely special, but it wasn't. It's cool. They did what they had to do, and it was a highlight. It was fine for the short amount of time it had. It's like I think Evolve was fine. I didn't watch TNA this week. I tried to take a break knowing it was going to be a PLE week. I was like, man, too much wrestling. I got too much stuff to do and all that stuff. I was like, let me chill a little bit. I didn't really watch TNA. Chilled. Between that and just I've talked about AAA as well. So I didn't really get to see that, but y'all guys talked about it. I don't think TNA is at a level yet where it's really going to bring the score up. So I don't think me missing it is really going to change my score.
Better than Raw.
Really, but, I mean, everything's better than Raw. But, yeah,
Everything better.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, maybe this Monday it'll change though. You know, because Oba finally there and all that stuff. Maybe I don't know.
Roman should be there, right?
He should be. I mean, Roman ain't changing Raw at this point. Roman be trash at Raw.
With it was addition to. It was addition to. So
Yeah.
you have an Oba segment, you have a Roman segment, you have a CM Punk segment. Like it should be better.
SmackDown. I'm the opposite of y'all. I hated SmackDown this week. I hated SmackDown because, like you said, it showcased Raw, and Raw is the weak point of the week for me. So it's like, why would I want to see Raw superstars more? You brought down my show. This was the show that I enjoy watching, SmackDown weekly, and now it was like, damn, you brought the Raw guys over who are trash, who I don't really like on Raw and all that, just because you wanted to showcase them. So I understand what you were saying, BA, and all that. Like, get them, but let's show SmackDown guys in on Raw then on Monday, but we're not going to do that. So yeah, this took a lot of guys' spots. I felt like to showcase them again, guys that didn't need to be seen again. I didn't like it, bro. We had already started establishing this, and not just the Trick thing, but Trick, like this being his show, you brought him down to a segment and had him do a dark match because you wanted to be the Raw people to be there. So I didn't like that. Royal Rumble. Women's Royal Rumble was fine. No surprises at all. So I don't think I keep talking about surprises. There were no surprises at all, really. But the Royal Rumble was fine. Like you say, Soul Ruka did her thing. That y'all say that Soul Snatcher was so clean. If we watch it again, she did it. Who was the two people? It was Liv and who else that got caught in the Soul Snatcher?
No, that's not the one. The one she called JC Jane was.
Oh, okay, the JC.
No, I think that JC Jane one was the clean one.
That double one, that double one.
That was JC Jane.
Other one was better
the last one that she did.
Liv,
was it Chelsea Green?
And all that. It might be Chelsea.
Was it Chelsea?
Liv was Chelsea. To that when I was like, Liv, come on, man. She was like almost missed her, so she like jumped into it. She almost grabbed the hair and all. But yes, the JC Jane when she just jumped on the ropes real quick when JC was looking. Yeah, it was clean. I was like, damn, this might have been anybody in that rope. She'd have been messing herself up. She did bounce up perfectly though. So you're right. And she did her thing. But Lash Legend to me was the highlight of the night. Like Lash Legend can win a one-on-one match against anybody. I just saw it tonight. But I can believe that she could beat anybody after seeing the performance she did. I mean, she eliminated, like you said, Charlotte Flair. The way she eliminated Io Sky, like bro, like I was like, damn, she like kicked Io Sky to get off me and threw out the Rumble. The way she eliminated both of the Bella twins, like over her back, they tried to do suplex. I was like, what are you doing? Get up off of me. Like, stop playing. I thought she was a star. She might be the star tonight, tell you the truth, just in general. The middle matches, AJ Styles, it's about time to retire. I was happy for that. I told you after that interview, that promo, shout out to the promo on Raw with Gunther. I thought that was one of the highlights of Raw. Gunther finally establishing what he was, and I was like, yeah, get rid of these old guys. He got rid of AJ. AJ can go to TNA, help them out a little bit. WWE needs to help out TNA, so you can go over there and do that. But I thought the match was all right. Once Gunther got into his little comeback, he pressed Y on the controller, Travis. It was a wrap. AJ tried, you feel me, to do something at all, but he couldn't do nothing. It was a wrap. The next match, Drew and Sami, bro, we gotta get rid of. I'm done with this Drew. This Sami Zayn story now. I'm completely done. Like, they better not run this back next year. I'm serious, bro. Like, I don't want Trick losing to this dude now. Like, don't even give me like the 1 in 150 booking. Like, this dude let him go, bro. Like, let him be who he is. He's enhancement talent for main eventers. Let him be that. Please. That's fine. Somebody got to do it. Let him be that. This was crazy to make. I didn't like that they had to make a little back injury thing to make Drew look stronger. Just let him beat his ass. Like, it is what it is. Yeah, that's done. I don't want to see Sami Zayn in the title picture at all. Like, I'm serious. I think at this point, he should never fight for the title again, unless he changes his character. This Sami Zayn should not fight for the title again. Tell your son that you're a failure. Let's keep it moving. The men's Royal Rumble. I did like Oba at the beginning. I thought Oba started off hot, but then they cooled him off. It's crazy because the 5 was real quick. We weren't even watching it. It was like 5. Like, damn it. I knew you probably like, damn, BA, like, he about to have like 50, like, he about to go for the record and all that stuff.
I thought I had it, bro. I thought I had it.
I felt like they used him for the jobbers. Like, so his eliminations didn't feel as impactful anymore by the time the end of the night happened because you used him for the beginning. Only real impactful guy he threw out was Braun Breaker. And that's because of somebody else, interfering, and all the other guys. Like, okay, I was waiting for him to get
Braun
his
Breaker, Rusev, Solo, Rey Mysterio,
Rusev, okay.
Matt Cardona,
Rusev,
Matt
Mysterio,
there you go,
Matt Cardona, and then like I said, Solo, maybe not without his crew or whatever like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like there was no strong person that he threw out. And we talked about that. Like this men's Royal Rumble will have a bunch of strong people. I feel like it was a letdown based off of all the names you had. Triple H didn't know how to book it, so he threw people out in weird spots and all that stuff. It's like, bro, what was going on here? Like, get something situated, and there was no situation. So, like I said, Oba, he looked great at the beginning. Like I said, coming down, he took all that was awesome. But I think once Damian Priest got in the ring, that Oba thing was just like, it was like, bro, what happened? Oba, like when you got Brock, Brock got moments the whole night. Like he just do his thing and he come back. Somebody does something, he's just showing up. It's still Brock Lesnar is in the ring until I'm gone. Once Damian Priest got in the ring, I felt like Oba was kind of gone. They did the Brock Lesnar thing, and then Brock kind of showed him up a little bit, which I understand. It's the old, I'm the older guy, you the new guy, and all this. You supposed to be the guy that replaced me. We gonna have moments and all. I understand all that. I just thought he did more. Trick. Hold on. First and foremost, the Javon, Trick, and Oba sighting when they got their little thing in the ring though, and they
when they was all three across.
All three of them and all that stuff. I was like,
they had that
right
moment.
There.
Yes,
sir. I was going off NXT and all. I was like, yes, there it is, the big 3 right there. Yo, they know the big 3. That's it. But Trick got his entrance. They throw him out real quick. I hope the Cody Rhodes thing. Do something with that, Cody. You watch the show, Cody, or whatever. Do something with that, Cody. Put my guy over. Do something. You got the whole. You about to go heel? We can do a double cross right now. Trick already preparing to be face. You feel me? Cody preparing to be heel. We can make something magical happen here. It's a double cross. You can beat the hell out of a Trick. He just don't give up or something like that. You're trying to destroy him, and it's a switch. Something could be made out of that. I just hope they make something out of that. Because that short, I didn't like that little short thing. And Trick game, they got one of the biggest pops of the night and all that stuff when he came out. And it's still like, why would you then throw him out? LA Knight, the same thing. You know what, Travis? I'm sorry, bro. I love you. But LA Knight, give him the back screen. Give him a body. It's LA Knight, bro. So his story too, bro. Triple H already done destroyed him on Unreal and all. It's a wrap, bro. Let him go to AEW as Max Dupree.
Yo, you supposed to at least be in the Final Four, yo. It was no reason for Logan Paul to be there, yo.
He came back just for that to happen, bro. That's a wrap. Let me see. Javon Evans showed off. Like I say, I was happy for it. Like I say, Javon was probably the best book guy, black guy in the Rumble. Like that's what Javon was going to do. I knew Javon was going to take that spot. That's what he was going to do. Powerhouse Hobbs, I'm gonna say it for you. Royce Keys don't work. But I love the way he got his name, like you said, BA. But that don't work. That's not gonna work. So it's awesome. You can do it based off of you having sentimental value to the names, but that ain't gonna work. That music ain't gonna work that you got with a little horn at the beginning and all that stuff. That ain't gonna work. The generic beat and all that stuff.
He a Southern boy. You ain't no, ain't gonna work. They gonna change it.
Okay. That they better change that music because that ain't gonna work. They gave him power and all that stuff, which is cool. Oh, right. I wanted to ask you, once you saw him and all, you saw how they put in the Rumble, where do you think he's gonna fit now? Do you feel like what I said as far as that high mid card lowest thing, or are you still?
I still take the bodyguard angle. If they don't do that, then yeah, he might settle at mid to low high, like one title reign type guy.
One world title reign, you think? Maybe.
Yeah.
It'd
be short.
35 already. Okay, I got you. But yeah, Powerhouse, he wasn't there. I didn't think they really. Triple H went back to, I don't know if it's just because they're in Saudi or whatever like that, but yeah, he kind of let the black people down, the black fellas down in this one. and we did all that hype about the black men and all that stuff, and it was just this is ugly. This is an ugly Rumble. That Jey Uso, they got to stop that damn yeeting, bro. I'm it's that running it back thing is destroying everybody else. It ain't even just the yeeting, the running it back, bro. Like, stop this. Stop. We gotta stop that running back shit. Like, for real, in certain situations, war games. He's not supposed to be running it back. That makes it a mockery of war games. Royal Rumble, you cannot run it back. This is the Royal Rumble. Throw his ass over the ropes. You feel me? Like, let's stop playing. But yeah, bro, I'm done. I don't got much more to say. I didn't really want to get AAA. I couldn't watch. I was dealing with a major headache. I don't know what was going on. So shout out to Queen. She held that down for me and all that to watch along and all. But for everything I saw, I'm giving it a D-, bro. This was trash. If it wasn't for like Evolve and Women's Royal Rumble with Last showing out and all that stuff, this might have got an F for me, So yeah, that's me. But Travis, let's just move on, bro, because I'm tired of talking about this damn
Yes, sir.
right now. What was the highs and lows brought to the people by?
By our homies at Fanatics.
This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at Fanatics. Fanatics is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and Fanatics exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description.
All right, y'all. So I know it's getting late. We're trying to wrap the show up. So there's no tea this week. We do not have any tea for you guys. We're going to get to the questions and comments. So if you have a question and comment, anybody watching for us that you want to discuss or anything to suggest, say about the shows or the Royal Rumble, please hit us up with the @WTC in the comments. Just say something about what you thought about the week, and we'll definitely get to you. But before I do get to the questions and comments, I got something new I wanted to show to y'all. Myself, shout out to the guy Ro, our homie, the tech god, and everybody else. We got something new coming down the pipeline, but check it out, pause. Very, very soon, everybody. We should be having some We Talk Combat merch. Like I said, we appreciate the numbers and all. We on our way to monetization. We appreciate y'all. But merch should be dropping here pretty soon. Just be on the lookout for that. Check out all our socials and all, so you're in the know when we do. And other than that, y'all, let's get to the questions and comments and call it a night.
Sponsored by True Classic.
Always wanted to try True Classic, but hate shopping online? Keep watching. You've probably seen our ads online. Look, I get it, you're skeptical. I mean, is everything we sell really as soft and well-fitting as we say it is? If you need to try us before you buy us, True Classic now has stores nationwide. Visit one of these stores and you can fit, feel, and outfit a bunch of our customer favorites. So don't wait for shipping or worry about how much to spend. Visit one of our retail stores today and see the True Classic difference for yourself.
All right, y'all, we got a couple questions and then we'll call it a night. Mr. Charlie E, what up? Nice pick. He says Oba winning the Rumble and Punk versus Oba at Mania. I wish. Y'all ain't see it yet? I better go check out the replay and the winner of the Rumble was Roman Reigns. He ended up winning. So looks like it's gonna be Roman versus Punk. And the legend says, is Roman winning valid? Yes, legend. That's 100% valid. Roman Reigns won the men's Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan won the women's Royal Rumble. AJ Styles passed out to Gunther, so he's retired. And Drew McIntyre retained his championship against Sami Zayn. The legend says, also ask, should Braun Breaker become champion at some point in 2026? I don't see why not. I don't think right now. I think you move forward and try to build his character a little bit more now that you have him. Like, just try to build his character without the championship a little bit more so that folks are just dying to see him win the championship, I think. But I don't see why he wouldn't. He one of the younger names on Raw. What is going to hurt him now, though? I didn't say it before. I'm gonna say it again. Oba Femi. Oba Femi. When you knock this guy, you knock Braun down the pecking order or whatever like that, and you bring Oba Femi over. Like Oba Femi's gonna have to be somewhere face to face with those guys and all that at some point. And if you're making them weak and Oba's already looking strong, then it's gonna be difficult for Braun to jump over Oba Femi once he's there. So we'll see. But at some point, I do think you win it. But do I think he's gonna win it before Oba now? I don't know because Oba's there and he hasn't won it yet.
Yeah, you're gonna see some fallout Monday, man. You're gonna really see some.
Yeah,
he said meet up with somebody eventually.
That's why he did the backlash thing and all that start. And they about to start off this. Royal Rumble was trash. It is what it is. I'm not gonna fall for the juice with Triple H. You know he's gonna say what he said, but he said that they're about to start this. The road to WrestleMania about to start. We probably about to get, you feel me, Elimination Chamber qualifying matches or whatever like that. It should be. It show right now. We should go right into it. There's no, don't stop, pause. Go right into it. The next PLE, building it up to get to WrestleMania. We need to build up WrestleMania season. But
so who gets the chamber match? We'll see.
The chamber is going to the WWE one, right?
Oh,
so I told you I think it's going to be Cody. I think Cody, Jacob.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on who Roman picks, I believe.
Yeah, I know.
I think Roman got to pick somebody first.
I think Roman's assuming Roman's going to pick CM Punk. So the other belt.
Okay, all right.
So it's going to be
plus 5-2 and Cody.
Jacob, Cody, basically, right? Maybe not Damian Priest.
Fatal 4.
They might not.
Maybe
they
not.
Might not put Damian Priest in there. I won't put Sami in there.
Okay, so
I would take both of them dudes out and put two new dudes, but they might put Sami in there.
Okay, Ilya for Sami, maybe. You know, but that's pretty much the roster.
No Brock. I mean, maybe you can get a Powerhouse Hobbs in there, depending on how they build it up.
If he goes to SmackDown, I can see that.
If he goes to SmackDown, yeah, we can get a Powerhouse Hobbs in there. Maybe a Mello. I mean, why are we throwing Ilya in there? Throw Mello in there. What? If you're not going to have a U.S. championship match, throw Mello in there.
You're right. He should be getting opportunities as being undefeated and as a U.S. champion. That's really the next step up.
Why not give him an opportunity? You can throw Mello in the team, but I know Trick and the two Trick, Randy, Cody, and Jacob are all going to be in the chamber.
Yes,
they're
for
sure in the chamber. I don't even know who's going to win the chamber. Man, I don't know. That's crazy. I'm gonna win in the show and all, but damn, who gonna win the chamber? Because they talking about a triple threat match, right? So if it's a triple threat match,
it foils that.
Yeah,
unless Drew I just take both of you. Yeah,
I guess we'll see. The chamber gonna be interesting, so we'll see. But
can I say one last thing?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Yes, the floor is yours.
I saw what they did in the audience. That is, I truly feel like they had people moving around that stadium, like because people taking multiple shots, and then one shot there's people there, and the same exact shot later on there's nobody there.
They said
they had people freaking moving around the stadium, bro, because
they said it was scalpers, bro. They said the issue was scalpers over there because the ticket's so cheap.
Yeah,
right? So here's my thing. I don't know, but they already paid. You feel what I'm saying? So this does not WWE don't care if one person was in this seat because they already got their money from Saudi. Like they made a whole stadium.
They definitely got their money.
So it doesn't matter for this one, though it did look bad, which makes me feel about the WrestleMania thing. Like they just take it. It's nasty money. That's what we said before. Like it's not. It's like, bro, Vince wouldn't have took that because. If we can't fill the seats up for WrestleMania, that's what you're worried about, the look of that, not just the money at one time. And it's like they just taking money. So I don't know, bro. It was ugly. That SmackDown was like, I've never seen SmackDown was less than arena people in a stadium. It looked like a Poly City game for everybody that's in Baltimore.
Wait. They were showing up late, yo. You heard what Cole said. They was coming in late.
And
at the end of the show, they were still coming in late.
Lastly, they were coming in for the Rumble, at the end of SmackDown. Lastly, Legend said, "Should LA Knight finally win Money in the Bank this year?" Legend,
Absolutely
me,
not.
at least.
I
That's what I'm saying.
ain't gonna comment it.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because LA Knight should have won something before, but it's just like what I said before, what I just said a second ago. Time does not wait for you in this business. So if you do not meet your potential or whatever, somebody else will come up behind you and get it. I'm winning for the Money in the Bank this year. I already said it. That's Tricks. I think LA Knight missed out on that. I think that should be Trick Williams' Money in the Bank match where you have basically we can go and take care of whatever's going to happen when he's going to decide to cash in and go win. I think that LA Knight train on the Money in the Bank done passed. Plus, I think you can't keep playing that story. You tried last year. Remember the whole Unreal thing and all happened. And, I think that's done.
You had three chances, and
yeah. And then he didn't win the Rumble either. I think LA Knight.
Right.
If LA Knight win, it'll be some random Raw or something that he win. Or you feel me, like, and then get the title and then lose the PLE or something like that. He's not.
Oh, your boy coming back too, yo.
Who, Jericho?
No, Daniel Bryan. If his wife showed up, he ain't too far behind.
I don't know if Brie
shout out to Bully Ray.
I don't know if Brie ever showing up again. I don't think this was no. You think this was like her career resurgence? Was like Brie mode?
It was no extended contract. This is a one-time.
That was a one-time thing. You went to show one time. Brie Bella,
one night only.
Brie Bella, one of the worst women wrestlers of all time. I have no shame saying that. And Nikki Bella is one of the worst, and Brie's worse than her. Yo, you know what? Let me go back. I'm going on a limb. Maybe it's a hot take. Brie Bella is the worst women's wrestler of all time. I think she is the worst. That's crazy. I'm going to. She's the worst. Somebody with at least experience, with at least a year,
you think about it,
2 years experience. Let me go there. Somebody with at least 2 years experience in the main roster. She is the worst women's wrestler.
Oh no.
Yeah,
it definitely bottom five. Redhead.
No.
Eva Marie.
Ava.
I think the hell you get put up in the damn camera, Queen.
Oh yeah, Ava Marie's pretty bad too. She pretty bad too.
Is she putting like a foot up in the camera? You just putting Nickelodeon feet up? But the damn what was I say?
Not the Nickelodeon.
I'm like
get back on track, yo, so we can end the show, yo. Come on,
I know. Damn. What's her name? What is her name?
I have a place to put my feet. Sorry.
No, what is her name?
Eva Marie.
Yeah, that's what.
Eva Marie.
I think is better than Brie Bella because she came back at the NXT thing and all that stuff. She better than Brie. Brie is trash. Brie just had the benefit of being a Bella and of having what's his name, Daniel Bryan. Only reason you think Daniel she's better than her is because of Daniel Bryan. That's it. If Daniel Bryan wasn't around, you would not think Brie Bella better than Eva Marie. Brie is the worst. But thank you, Legend. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that watched the show. Appreciate Queen for chasing the show Nickelodeon. Appreciate it for holding down, also for helping us get the Royal Rumble as well. Appreciate Travis for how they doing this. They appreciate Devin, everybody. It was a long, crazy day. But if you don't already know, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all that notification bell so you're notified whenever we drop this new. We appreciate y'all. Again, we are the best, brightest, and blackest combat review show there is on YouTube. We appreciate y'all so much. Also, if you're interested in the other shows that we do, maybe check us out. First and foremost, get off the damn fence with my guy BA and the rest of the 695 crew with Larry and Calvin. They talk about all things in sports and all mainly. Check them out over there Wednesday evenings. They do their shows. Also, check out BA with the other fellas, Rel, Big J, and Will over on Cuz We Geek, where they talk about all things in the geek culture, in anime, movies, and television. Check my guys out. What's that? Tuesday evenings and Saturday mornings. They just did a show this morning actually, Wonder Man and all. I haven't seen it. I got to check it out. But also,
got to check it out.
If you're interested in basketball, I haven't checked the same Wonder Man yet, man. I got to eventually watch that. But if you're interested in basketball, I know it's getting hot right now. Check out Captain Crown. We talk about old school and new school basketball. We had a show. We didn't have a show for the members on Friday. We're going to have a show for you guys tomorrow evening if you are watching this and you're a member of the channel. But we normally do shows Monday evenings, Wednesday evenings, and Friday mornings. So check us out over there. We talk basketball. We do watch-alongs, all kind of stuff over there. I appreciate
Very
you helping all the
interactive
numbers. Yes. Appreciate you guys helping all the numbers out on all the Glow Sun production channels. We definitely appreciate that so much. Other than that, y'all, we will be back next week, y'all. Next Sunday, probably. Same combat time, same combat channel. I don't think there's a PLE or anything going on, so follow us for our watch-alongs on Discord and YouTube all week. We'll be showing all WWE product and TNA Impact. We appreciate you. I think next week is actually AAA is actually live again. Queen, you said that I think every 3 weeks they do a live show and record it for 3 hours and then show it throughout the weeks or whatever. But follow us on all our socials and all, y'all. Like I said, Discord and all. We appreciate y'all so much. This is We Talk Combats again. Best, brightest, blackest. We'll see y'all next week. Same combat time, same combat channel. And I think we out. Peace.